This is Kal Kat, the Kal Katster, and this is a review of episode 5 of the Book of Boba Fett. A real quick review. It's a crossover with the Mandalorian, which I did a review of Mandalorian Season 1 as one video, and then Season 2 as one video. But this time I split up the whole Boba Fett thing. This is episode 5, and this one we find the Mandalorian from the Mandalorian going to a butcher shop on a planet with a bunch of wolf dog things that are running a butcher shop. He's got a dark saber that he took from the Moff guy, the last one, and dark saber up to Princess Latoya. Yes, the dark saber. No, it wasn't Princess Latoya, but that's from Most Offensive Video. I was quoting from a cartoon. Yeah, it wasn't something I thought. But maybe he did stuck the lightsaber up his butt. I don't know. But anyway, so he basically has a dark saber and the signature, the thing that he won from Oshaka, the spear, out of their Mandalorian metal. And he goes to and he defeats the crime boss dude in the shop, the meat shop, and then he goes back and then he limps back to the Niven world kind of looking thing. It's a Niven ring world thing. You wouldn't be able to see the edge of the ring, an actual ring world, because it would literally be Earth orbit. It would disappear into the distance, and you wouldn't see the edge at all, because it would be a whole planet. Right? So it disappeared. You wouldn't see the edge of it. If you were standing on it, you wouldn't see the side. The horizon would disappear into space, and you see the edge of the horizon. Very thin, that should have been way thinner to do that. Unless it wasn't quite an Earth orbit. Maybe it was orbiting a red star, but even then, maybe it was doing that, and even then it wouldn't. Yeah, you wouldn't see the edge. Now, if it was just not orbiting a star, if it was just a ring in space, sure. But yeah, a ring world with an Earth orbit, like in Larry Niven's ring world, it would be different. But oh well. This is a ring world planet thing that's apparently maybe built near where the remnant of the Mandalore are, and he goes to the Mandalore lady, who tells him some stuff about their past and their code and all that. Just to refresh everybody. He's got the dark saber and the spear, and she advises that he get rid of the spear because it should only be made into armor. So they're going to make armor for the little Yoda guy. So they're going to make some trinkets for the little Yoda guy that he gave to a young Luke Skywalker. Or Luke Skywalker from 5 years after Return of the Jedi. That's roughly when the Boba Fett takes place, 5 years after Return of the Jedi. So 5 to 7 years later. So there's the New Republic and stuff. So then he basically, this other Mandalorian guy that's there challenges him to a duel, and to take the dark saber from him. He fails the duel because he's kind of injured from the other fight, and I guess he doesn't. Does he get to take the dark saber? Or I guess the other guy does. Yeah. I don't know if he still has. Did he have the dark? I'm not sure. I think he might still have it. I think he might have beat the other guy. But then he beat the other guy. But then when the lady asked him one final thing, have you taken off your helmet? Because this is their code. He said he didn't say yes or no because he had taken off his helmet in the final episode. So basically, he's got to renounce his Mandalorian, go off. But he takes the armor and he leaves. Gets on a passenger ship and goes to Tatooine, where he runs into the trader lady who trades in goods, and she's then he spends a while with her building an old pre-Republic star speeder, similar to the one Anakin flew in the end of Star Wars. If that's where it's from. So the end of Star Wars, the Phantom Menace. It's one of those. So they rebuilt it. Yeah, great. But it's probably not the same one, but similar. But yeah, the trader lady admits that she had once dated a Jawa and that they're furry. So she's a furry, and she's into little Jawa people. So now we know she's got a kink for Jawas. Okay. Yeah, and somehow, while he goes on a joyride, we get to see the on the ship after building it. Goes to Baker's Canyon to show Baker's Canyon, and which they showed some of in the other one. So this is kind of a sequel to that prequel from years and years ago, 1999. But Baker's Canyon is also referenced in the original Star Wars, so they showed it twice. But yeah, so he goes up into space with the ship and the fighter, and he he sees this little alien Guido-like looking alien kid that he saw on the plane. Somehow the ship is back up in space. The freighter that brought him there, the cruise ship that brought him there, or whatever, and somehow they can go up to the window of the cruise ship, and they just happen to be there, like however long it took him to rebuild to put the ship together, they happen to be on their way out, and the kid Guido, it's not Guido, it's obviously species, is on there with its parents, which is impossible, but okay, yeah. I think it's an ad for that Disney hotel, Star Cruiser Hotel, which turns out is way too expensive and sucks. Yes. And they decided to throw that in there because the Disney Cruiser Hotel. I bet that's what it's an ad for. And it's like, of course, the episode was made probably a year ago before they released probably made a year ago before they released it, so they didn't know that it was going to end up being a high-priced mess. That wasn't actually finished, but when they showed those commercials for it, and they should have just not finished it and not showed the commercials until it was done. But no, they rushed the commercials and they were dumb. So yeah, yeah, no one wants to pay $6,000 for a space cruiser thing, but yeah. So yeah, he gets back down. He met up with the New Republic police officers, pulled over his ship, but then he escaped. They didn't bother going after him because he took off with regular speed. The old cop didn't want to file a report. Space cop. They had space cops in it, so they referenced space cop in this. So, Mike and Rich, there's your scene right there. Red Letter Media. I was going to say Trek Yards. Red Letter Media. They referenced Space Cop. Well, he was an older Space Cop, but they totally referenced. But yes, two of them, Space Cop and his commander. Anyway, so cool. He got away. He used the thing, got away. He got back to the planet, and then they made up with the Boba Fett's friend, who hires him to be the muscle, and he says, he'll do it anyway, yeah. Because he's technically not a Mandalorian anymore if he took his helmet off once. Yeah, so, so yeah, the whole Mandalorian idea was done so they could bring Boba Fett back in the Mandalorian, and now it's full circle. Ooh, it's poetry, it rhymes, like as George said. It's poetry, it rhymes, as George Lucas said. There we go. Anyway, so yeah, it was just a rundown of it. It was all right. It was fine. At least it didn't have neutrinos in it on Vespas. But yes, sure. Why not? Anyway, so that was it was fine. Just You know, it's in the middle of the series, so I don't. Maybe there's. I don't know. Maybe is it in the middle, or is it only 2 episodes for the finale? It's probably 2 episodes from the finale. It's probably like there's 7, probably 7 or 8. So yeah. So that was the review. Yeah. So,